Okay, so I've no idea who this gentleman is, but I understand he is a man of great theology. He is a person very close to God, and he has understood that people who like VTubers are going to burn in hell. And so God, the ever-loving creator, has placed all of us on planet Earth and is now monitoring our entertainment. And so if we like VTubers, we're going to suffer an eternity of damnation into hellfire. But luckily, God has also placed one man on planet Earth, and that is Tactical Templar, which has created a YouTube video capable of offering us salvation. And so we need to bathe in his wisdom and listen to his arguments, right? This video is made specifically for me. Like, Tactical Templar cares about my soul, and he doesn't want me to go to hell, right? Like, he wants to save me because he is filled with compassion and empathy. So let's see if he is going to do a good job. Let's see if his arguments are going to manage to reach the depths of my soul and pull it out from the clutches of Satan. I'm going to pretend this is not cringe. I'm just... Okay, fine. You know, like, girls put avatars with big tits. Guys put avatars with technology from 1,000 to 100. Oh, Dios mío. Alright. I can do this. I can do this. I can watch the video without laughing.
Brothers, I have often criticized elements of the VTuber community because I see a lot of degeneracy.
It's the degeneracy. Oh, Dios mío. It's everywhere. It's kind of like sexism and bigotry. You just have to point it all out.
A lot of parasocial behavior where you get these people that play cutesy with these sort of words and phrases.
Playing cutesy with words and phrases, that's definitely haram. I'm already interested.
And in reality, the truth is that a lot of this is extremely unhealthy, but...
Motherfucker, you're on social media. Like, the moment you turned on your computer and you started engaging with the internet, it is extremely unhealthy. You know, like, they released a new study showing that the AI, the large language models, are getting brain damage from doom scrolling on Twitter. Like, I'm not kidding, their intelligence drops dramatically. They tried with, like, different models. Every time the same result. If you end up doom scrolling through social media, it actually gives you brain rot. So, like, if you want to talk about unhealthy... Before you even reach the VTubers, like before you even manage to move the mouse and lead to the VTuber community, your brain is already damaged from all the shit you see online. But okay, right, hold on, like this video is about VTubers, right? It's not about social media, so let's listen to the actual arguments.
I saw a clip today that I want to talk about. Now,
is this how, like, what type of Christianity does this? The ones that constantly talk about modern day issues. Protestants, right? Like the ones with the sola scriptura. Like the ones with no tradition. The ones that are doomsaying nonstop, right? The ones that are hyper-focused on petty shit, like hobbies and video games. They get like a purity spiral and a moral panic once every 20 years. Am I following correctly? Because again, like, I don't want to watch some heresy. You know, like my parents were Orthodox. If I'm going to go back to Christianity, at least I'm going to go back to the true faith. You know, the one church that Jesus talked about and is uninterrupted from the apostles all the way up until the present. This seems like trying to lead me astray. Seriously, like being engaged in Christianity and like the hyper focus is the video games and now the VTubers. Wow, that's strong theological framework right there. Anyway, sorry for interrupting. It's just that I gotta make some comments every now and then, otherwise I may get a copyright strike.
Now, you could look at this clip, and you could say, well, what's the big deal? Okay, what's the big deal with this clip? This clip isn't hurting anyone. Why would you choose to focus on this? Well, the reality...
Yeah, like, literally, why would you go on petty shit? It's to please the caras, isn't it? Usually, people go after petty shit when they're 65-year-old women on menopause. But then social media was invented, so grown-ass adults can just not see something and say, okay, well, this is retarded, and just move on. No, you gotta linger. You gotta linger, you gotta get into their community, you gotta notice, and then you gotta wiggle your finger and say shit that everyone knows. It's like VTubers are parasocial, and everyone goes like, oh my goodness, we had no idea. Are they? Yes. Oh, what can we do about it? Condemn. Oh, we're condemning. Condemn. Usually, again, like, ladies that are at the age of 70 or 65, like, they would go in parks in Eastern Europe, and they would sit on benches, and this is what they would do all day. It's called fucking gossiping, isn't it? It's more like gossiping for men, because you have to, like, put the theology around it, and you're just sitting there, and you're shaking your head in disbelief. It's like, oh, look at what the world is coming to. Oh, the world. Oh, my goodness, the society. And they're not changing anything, right? They're just bitching and complaining.
Is that the way that these VTubers deal with issues
Oh my goodness, oh shit.
that are pretty significant and important, they do it recklessly, carelessly. And I find...
Why would anyone go to VTubers for having issues dealt with? Don't people have families anymore? Don't they have, like, circle of friends? Don't they have, like, people in their life that they can trust? Why the fuck would you go to a VTuber of anything to see how they deal with issues? I mean, that would be the problem, right? Like, right there, like, going on the internet, of all places, in order to figure out how to deal with issues. Ugh.
I find that a lot of the times, they advocate going to hell.
Oh, no. Oh. That's not it advocating, though, right? Like, seriously, like, going to hell isn't it, like, the default stance? Like, if you genuinely don't do anything, if you're born, and you just, like, sit in a room all day and then you die, right? You didn't get the sacraments, you didn't believe in Jesus, you didn't, like, you just go to hell by default, basically. Like, why does that even need any type of advocating? Wouldn't it be your side that's the problem? And it's not the fact that you're not able to save souls. It's like all you do is nag. Nag. You're not creating anything that's wholesome, awe-inspiring, or giving people a reason. Like, if everyone would see that individuals like you are leading genuinely good lives, you know, like, all of you are married, you have, like, 3 or 4 kids, you're happy, eventually people will come up to you and they would be like, well, how the fuck are you doing it? Like, what is your secret? And you'd be, I don't watch VTubers. I bitch and I complain about them, and that gives me satisfaction in my life. And it's like, oh, is it that simple? Yes. Okay, then I'm going to start doing it too. And then that's how you spread the faith, you know? But if you're all just sitting here, and you're looking at corporations that invest billions of dollars into creating culture and awe, even if you personally don't like the culture, even if you personally disagree with it, you can't compete with that shit simply because they put work in it, and you don't put anything, right? All you do is you nag. And so, okay, maybe you manage to nag enough until a VTuber get canceled, but there's hundreds of millions of fans at this point. Like, the culture is created, you know? Back in the old day, though, like, the church actually did focus on creating awe and trying to inspire people by building massive cathedrals in a world where technology barely allowed for a glass to exist. And you had Jesus talking about the actual problems of the common folk, and he was talking about love and empathy. Yeah, he wasn't going in the Roman Empire to bitch and whine at the artist that sculpted the statue with a cock. You didn't see Jesus. It's like taking all of his disciples and like, look at that artist. Oh, look at what he's doing. Yeah, Jesus never said shit about the Colosseum, right? He didn't have to. That's the point. Like, he would create this beautiful world where people wanted to go, rather than complain and bitch at everything that people are doing, so that the only thing left would be Jesus, right? Like, everything else is bad, but the only thing remaining is Jesus, so, like, people would be constrained to go to Jesus because everything else would be canceled. I'm just saying, you know, based on my observations on how Christianity spread. That and martyrs, though. Like, martyrs also help spread Christianity. Like, if you genuinely live your life and you're wholesome, and people find you to be a good person, like Charlie Kirk, for instance, and then someone assassinates you, yeah, that makes people believe more. Okay? What doesn't make people believe more is going around spreading about the most trivial shit imaginable. It's like, oh yes, VTuber. Like, I can guarantee to you, you can run your life without ever having to interact with a VTuber. Right? It's not that big of a deal. But anyway, right. Let's hear what he saw in that clip that was so traumatizing.
They do. Oh, you don't need to go to heaven. You can go to hell. Now, in the context of this particular clip, you've got this VTuber named Mori, Calliope, and this VTuber named Gigi.
Gigi.
Now, they are part of a group called HoloLive. And
I love how he sounds. It's almost like it's a boomer trying to understand this thing, you know? It's like, these weird anime girls, they come from this place called HoloLive. Oh, bad place, scary place. They advocate for hell.
the clip here, it's not the worst in terms of what I've seen from the VTuber.
I just noticed, like, the VTuber community is so completely broken. What triggered them? I've ascended, Gigi. I'm in heaven now. Oh, you don't need to be there. You can stay here in hell with me if you want. And this guy is so fucking triggered. Holy shit.
VTuber community. But it is yet another example that a lot of these people in the content creator space, a lot of these people in the VTuber community.
I notice, like, how he uses leftist language. Like his brain is infested by third wave feminism. Community, the creator community. It's what the leftist does in order to try to control something. Did you notice that, right? Like the gaming community. In reality, like, people may not even have anything to do with one another outside the fact that they happen to play video games, right? But they will use the word community so that they require regulations, right? So that they can be the grift of the censorship industrial complex and the grift of the morality complex, which is very well paid nowadays. Like, if you manage to land the job as a censor, like, for instance, the Australia E-Safety Commissioner, which, again, all morality in Australia stems from, she makes around $500,000 a year, right? So, like, morality has a dollar sign attached to it, especially when it's on the internet.
Just speak casually about these sort of things and say, I'm from hell. Come to hell with me.
And you genuinely believe, like, a Christian person that actually has faith is going to watch a fucking cartoon on his monitor, and the cartoon is like, oh, I'm from hell. And the Christian will be like, oh, I mean, that sounds legit. I guess she's not lying on anything. Like, she's actually from hell. And if Mori Calliope is in hell, then I should go there too. Because, like, after I die, I will meet Mori Calliope. Is this what we're going with? Like, are Christians like this? Because I don't think they're like that. Unless, like, you have, like, a mentally insane person that happens to be a Christian. Sure. You know? But, like, overwhelmingly, I have a feeling that Christians can understand make-believe, and they can actually consume certain things without having their souls tainted. Because otherwise, my brother in Christ, like, no one is going to heaven, right? Like, the VTubers would be the last of your fucking worries. I mean, almost everything in modern entertainment has some version of make-believe that is sinful or another, right? And by the way, like, this was the argument that the Protestants used to make back in the day. Whenever you had, like, an action movie, it's like, why do you want to watch murder? Why do you want to watch death? Why are you so obsessed with watching this? Like, do you view yourself as shooting other people when you play Counter-Strike? Do you view yourself as a murderer when you join the terrorist team? When you play GTA, you want to rob cars, don't you, you piece of shit? I need to install a car alarm because my neighbor I saw him play GTA through his window. Like, these levels of moral panics, my fucking god, again, every 20 years or so, they pop up. And then after 10 years, people think that the ones that were pushing the moral panic were retarded. And more importantly, their kids end up hating them. Like, that's how you get the woke. You don't get the woke because people are tolerant. You get the woke because you had the parents that were killjoys. They were like, no heavy metal, no TV shows, no movies, no video games, you know, just fishing and Jesus. Kind of like Matt Walsh. That's what life is about. It's about fishing, Jesus, and having kids. That's it, nothing else. And so people who grow up into that military environment, right, wake up every day to go to Sunday church. If you don't love Jesus, that's okay. We're going to make the government force you to love him. People go, well, hold on a little bit. Why do we have to live like this? And they don't actually have a true moral compass. They will just do the opposite of what their parents told them not to do out of spite. And then you get the woke movement. And it's not one thing. Like, it's not like we're at the beginning of history and the woke movement was a one-off. The hippie movement was created for literally the exact same reason. And the problem is that the same excesses that their parents did is what the woke and the hippies did, right? Like the idea that only their culture should exist and nothing else. And so their kids ended up hating them too. And that's how you got the Bush era. That's how you get guys like this, right? It's the damage that the woke did to our society. I mean, when this guy is speaking, he is saying so many third wave feminist talking points you have no idea. He probably doesn't realize either. And it's shit like our community, the VTuber community, the framing that he uses. He's going to immediately talk about the message they're promoting, right? Because everything is political. You can't just have some shit for entertainment. The entire framework, like this way of thinking, is very feminist oriented. You don't see it in Eastern Europe. You don't see it in India. You don't see it in Japan. You don't see it in China. No, and you see it especially in America after 2014. And apparently it lingered, right? Like feminism has gone away, but the mindset, the same talking points are still there into the subconscious of people.
People down a sad and broken path. You are. I don't know why these VTubers...
See, that's the thing. Like, I think both paths are sad and broken. I think, like, being on the internet bitching and whining about some cartoons is a sad and broken path. And I do think, like, the parasocial relationship that VTubers are creating is also sad and broken. So, while I'm watching this, I do think it's like kind of like a pot calling the kettle black.
Think the aesthetic of hell is so cool.
Wait, what? Nani?
You are. I don't know why these VTubers think the aesthetic of hell is so cool.
Oh my goodness, you don't know why the aesthetic of hell is so cool. Well, let's see. There was an artist that had to draw this. I mean, the shading is fucking amazing. The fact that you can display so much emotion working with so little, this is like peak Japanese art style. Like, the West just doesn't do art styles anymore after 2018, right? Like, almost everything that the West does looks like shit. It looks like non-binary pronouns he, they, them. Meanwhile, you know, like, look at the technology required to make transparent clothing. They couldn't do this in medieval time. As for the aesthetic itself, I mean, she's a sexy lady, right? She's got big tits and stuff, but she's also dangerous, right? Like, there's danger there. You want to give her a hug, but she's got a Skype. Like, what if she wants to kill you? And so, like, this creates a little bit of contradiction. Look how much you can pull out just from one piece of art, right? And you don't understand why people are attracted to this. Meanwhile, what aesthetic do you use? You use the Templars, right? So, like, the homosexual order that was worshipping Baphomet, which was torched by King Philip, and even with the blessings of the Pope. Am I following this correctly? Like, do I know my history, right? So again, like, pot calling kettle black. And what I find interesting is that as a Christian, instead of trying to portray himself as a healer, or maybe as a wise person, you know, like a monk or something like that, instead he doesn't believe all of those are cool, and so he portrays himself as a violent person, which comes from an order of homosexuals. But, it's kind of interesting because this is literally what she is doing as well, right? Like, she portrays herself as a violent person. A person with a side. And instead of, like, trying to do the opposite and portray yourself as a kind, empathetic, compassionate individual, you portray yourself as a war machine. As the equivalent of a tank in a medieval society. Which was also part of the biggest grift in human history, where they would claim that the king is anointed by God. And so the king has the right to exploit everyone. And the knights were the ones defending that exploitation. Like, the moment the peasants rised up and said, like, okay, well, we're done being slaves. We don't want to be serfs anymore. It was the knight that was coming down to butcher them. And set fire to their fields and homes. But, okay, fine, you know. It's just interesting because, like, I'm looking at these things and they're both sad and pathetic for different reasons. Like, the parasocial aspect of the VTuber community, yeah, okay. Although, like, I would say not everyone that watches VTubers is doing it for the parasocial thing. Like, some of them may just watch them because they like the karaoke songs, or they may want to relax watching a girl doing a Let's Play. But then you have, like, the people that constantly bitch and whine on social media, complaining about any type of slight they see, like, any type of degeneracy, like, this is not good, this is not bad, and they're not producing anything. Like, this bitch at least produces some culture, you know, she does sing. She makes her own songs, right? Like, she draws. plays video games. I saw her play Doom, by the way. This is why I like her. Like, when she started playing Doom, she was absolutely shit at it. The chat was humiliating her, was laughing at her. And then, like, she kept on playing and playing and playing, and then she started getting good. You know why? Because she didn't give up. She didn't complain about the game. She didn't lower the difficulty level. She kept persevering and actually increased at being good at the game. And so, like, there's actual knowledge that I can get from her. There's an actual message that I got from her stream. Not because she's lecturing at the chat. Not because she's bitching at people. But because she actually put herself and did it. You know, and what the message is that if you want to be good at something, you shouldn't bitch and complain. You should actually do it until you persevere at the thing. So, like, the moral message that I get from my fucking VTubers is far better than anything that I get from these people that are constantly nagging and complaining like 65-year-old women on Twitter. I would definitely make sure that my son consumes this type of content rather than this type of content. If I want my son to consume this type of content, I take him directly to church. Like, there's no reason that I would go online and show, like, some takes from some guy that just, like, thinks the world is ugly and everything is bad and everything is horrible, and unless we all do what he tells us, we're going to hell. Okay, fine. And by the way, this would also assume that people even believe in the supernatural. Like, what do you do with the person that generally don't believe in devils, demons, and witches? And you're making your argument. Now, it's kind of like having a person from India and being like, I am sorry, sir, but the fact that you eat cow is going to make sure that your karma... You know, like, nobody's going to give a shit unless you're, like, part of the religion. So, when I see someone on the internet acting as if we're all part of the same religion and we're all part of the same denomination and we all have to live based on the rules that he is setting, it's literally the same like seeing a vegan or an environmental activist or a feminist nag and spurg out until they get their way. And the thing is, like, people just have been through a decade of that. And I don't think, like, this approach is going to be successful. I mean, it doesn't make me more religious. And I don't think, like, any atheist watching this is going to become more religious. My wife has helped me become more religious and convinced me to baptize my son more than any other person has managed to do that on social media. And I guarantee to you, my wife didn't use nagging and complaining as a way of persuading me.
And that, well, you know, hell should be the enemy. But Iron Mouse, Mori, Calliope, a lot of the, you know, Cinder, you've got these two...
Why does he know all of them, though? Like, I think Twitch is a mental illness. And if you show me a Twitch streamer, I have no idea who the fuck they are. I may know a couple, okay? Like, I may know Hassan, but, like, even that is at the extremely superficial level to the point if the police places him in an assembly line, I can know, okay, that's a Sam Piker. But, like, if you're asking me to actually name 10 Twitch streamers, I can't do it. No, seriously, I literally can't do it because I don't partake into the mental asylum. If you're asking me to name, like, 10 people on social media that do religion like this guy, I can't do it. Like, if I think something is bad and cringe, I don't engage with it. Now, you may say, well, hold on a little bit, V. Like, he spends time on social media. Why does he spend time on social media? Do you think, like, social media helps you go to heaven? Have you seen social media today? Like, Jesus. Isn't it filled with temptations, right? Or maybe he is so holy he can actually go into the darkness that is the social media without getting tempted. Well, hold on a little bit, right? That's another interesting thing. So, like, if he can actually go on social media without getting tempted, can people watch VTubers without getting tempted? Like, can he teach people how to engage with the sin, right? Like, how can they engage with this shit without having their soul tainted? Wouldn't that be better, you know? Like, just tell people what they need to do in order to watch a VTuber like Mori, Calliope do karaoke without having their souls being taken to hell.
I don't remember the twins, the girls, the one with the big tits and the little tits, but they're both...
But they need to have big tits and little tits to feed the younger VTuber generation, right? Like the mammary glands, very important. Breast milk.
Like, they say we're hellhounds and, you know, demons and stuff like that.
Again, you know, like, if you had a person from 1300 coming today and looking at modern entertainment and freaking out, I would understand. This is a person that probably lived the same generation I did, right? Like, he knows about black metal, he knows about video games, he knows about movies, right? He's aware about Diablo. He's aware about cosplaying. Probably knows about World of Warcraft. And he's acting as if it's scary. Like it's something that just came out and people are shocked about it. He is shocked about it, and he just wants to warn his Christian brothers about like the dangers of online entertainment in the modern day.
And these demons, they're the ones that inhabit the most of the VTuber community. There aren't very many angels. There aren't many VTubers.
No, there are. There absolutely are. See, like there was a VTuber that I promoted. She was reading the Bible. God, I forgot her name. She was using a very basic model, I remember. And she had antlers and stuff. I think like she was a deer. But like she was doing just that, you know, like she was sitting there and reading the Bible nonstop. Do you know what happened? People didn't want that. It's literally how it works, right? Like the thing was there, but people like you didn't subscribe, didn't follow. You didn't donate. And so, I'm sorry, but like money talks, right? Like, if someone has money, maybe should have gotten a better model. Maybe should have gotten a better setup. Maybe she could have had some guests. Maybe she could have done some theology over there. I don't know. But the reality is, like, people weren't interested. What can you do? You know, like, force people to watch VTubers like it's Sunday church? Meanwhile, people want to watch this. Why? Because she has talent. Because she can do karaoke. Because she can play video games. Because she can draw. And because, like, people do actually get genuine, important, wholesome messages out of her content. Like I said, you know, if you want to be good at something, don't give up. That's the message that I got. What message am I getting from this? To be fair, I didn't watch that long. I watched only like 3 minutes. And I did a lot of interruptions, right? So, it is what it is. But I don't like this type of content. It's like the same like the leftist content that constantly complains and whines. But unlike Hassan or Vosh, you don't get like a new take. You get like the same take that you heard in the 90s. You get the same take that you heard in the early 2000s. Like it's nothing that's being said here is revolutionary. It's like, oh, VTubers are parasocial. Goodness gracious, never knew. They're LARPing as demons and hell. Oh, really? Are they? That is concerning. You know, that's pretty much it. Does this guy even play video games? I want to see him play video games. Hold on. Is he playing video games? What is he doing? He's doing my content. He's talking about how TwitchCon staff threw away a gift for the creators. Well, isn't that good? Like all of those VTubers that were in your sites now are deprived from the wealth that they could have used to get more people to be sent to hell. He watches One Punch Man. Is this Christian though? Right? Like, the violence, I mean. See, if I bring a Christian from the 90s, if I bring a Christian woman from the 90s and put her to talk with him, what do you think will happen? Like, how do you think she's... If I get the babushka from Eastern Europe and show her the type of content that he enjoys, how do you think she's going to react? Twitch's fetish content hits the front page. Yeah, but like... I keep seeing people blaming the platform. It's kind of like blaming the telephone company for what people talk on the phone. The reality is it got on the front page because people subscribe to it. The way to make it disappear from the front page is to make content that's wholesome and more people want to click on it. I think like Twitch is actually like when it comes to the front page, they're kind of like a democracy. Like they don't have an algorithm that fetches you viewers like YouTube does. It's literally like how many people are watching. And not to mention, just because like something disturbing is on the front page doesn't necessarily mean that everyone watching it is enjoying it. Like I'm pretty sure a lot of right-wingers were hate watching. And when you do that, when you have like left-wing and right-wing people watching, the numbers increase dramatically. And so that's why it was probably on the front page. But yeah, anyway, there was like another point that he made, which I talked about it earlier. He was talking about the message, you know, like what message are they putting on? And this is like another feminist talking point. You can basically have something that's for entertainment where you're not really trying to put a message. You're just making this because it looks cool. Like because you know people will click on it. The same way that he made the Templar thinking that it looks cool. I don't think like he's trying to send the message that Christians are violent, right? Or is he? Like Christians are walking tanks, part of a homosexuality alliance worshipping Baphomet. I don't think like that's the message he's trying to say. But if I was disingenuous and uncharitable, that's what I would say about him. No, like he thought that, okay, well, a Templar in a place that looks lovely is pretty cool and people will click on it. But like he can't give the same charitable explanation to someone that uses an avatar like this. And it's also the fact about the message itself, right? I see a lot of people believing on the internet that any type of entertainment affects you, which is kind of true, but it's not the way that they're thinking about it. So they will say that if you put woke messages in a product, then the people watching it will become woke. From my personal experience, though, it's quite the opposite of that. For the last 10 years, we had woke messaging that was blatant everywhere you went, right? Like, whether you watch TV shows, whether you played video games, whether you watch movies, everything you did had, like, some woke messaging. Even sports, they had the Bud Light, and even the churches, in many cases, have become woke. And that didn't make people become more woke. That made it the opposite. Like, people found the messaging suffocating. They found it preachy. And so they chose to become anti-woke. Like, a lot of people just are doing now the exact opposite of what the woke were suggesting. It's like, oh, tolerance? Well, tolerance is bad in any situation. I'm not going to be tolerant at all. Oh, racist jokes are bad? Well, I'm going to do as many racist jokes as I need, even though I wasn't doing them before, or I didn't care about them before, but now I'm going to do it just to spite the woke, right? And so you get to notice that sometimes the message isn't going to have the exact desire that you want. And this is the same with these Christians, right? Like, if they ever get into power and they ever create another satanic panic, we already know the results. You're going to get another Bill Clinton, and then you're going to get another atheist movement, and you're going to get memed out of existence. Like, people laugh about atheists being cringe and fedora and stuff, but like, they managed to destroy Christianity in Britain. Like, Britain didn't lose because of Islam. Britain lost because people just stopped believing. They stopped going to churches. And the main reason is that the atheist movement was quite effective. And even in America as well, like, a lot of Christians were pushed on the sidelines because of the atheist movement. And the woke are going to suffer now the exact same fate because they did exactly what the Bush-era Christians did, right? They used their pseudoscience, they infected everything, they went into every single hobby, they had to control everything. There was no place for people to escape. I think that's the main problem. Like, people didn't have an island to escape. And when people don't have an island to escape, they don't leave you alone, they actively fight against you. And in the era of the internet, social media, and where money talks, that's an issue. That's an issue for any type of culture that wants to suffocate the rest of us. Let me know what you guys think, though, and as usual, I will see you in the comment section. Take care.